Hi again, Year 4. It's Miss Murphy here. I'm missing you all so much, but it's so great we can virtually learn with each other by the power of YouTube. I'm going to be doing your spelling lesson this week. We are going to put our thinking caps back on to remind ourselves of Miss Bridgewater's fabulous spelling sessions from the last 2 weeks and learn a new spelling rule with 9 more spelling words for you to practice at home. I'm going to give you lots of different activities that will keep you busy at home to practice your spellings over the week. You could even ask someone in your family to give you a little test on Thursday and let us know how you got on. Before that, I want to say how much the Year 4 teachers are enjoying receiving all the fantastic work that you have been doing at home. We've seen stories, poems, raps, posters, fact files, diagrams, graphs, cooking demonstrations, gardening, you name it, you are sending it to us. Keep them coming, it's really brightening up our day. Last week, 4EP were the weekly Spelling Shed champions. I'm going to leave you all in suspense for a little while and tell you at the end of the video all about this week's winners. Come on 4M, we can do it! We are going to be looking at another suffix this week, which is similar to what you learnt last week. So you're going to have to think carefully back to Miss Bridgewater's video from last week to help you with your learning today. If you haven't already watched it, make sure you watch that one first. Last week, Miss Bridgewater reminded us of the suffix ion. I-O-N, which sounds like shun. She then taught us how to apply another suffix which sounds like shun. This time the suffix was S-S-I-O-N. S-S-I-O-N. This suffix is used for when the root word ends in SS or MIT, but remember they both sound like shun. To start with, we are going to do an activity to check that we remember the ION and the SSION suffix that both sound like shun. I have written a list of words that contain these word endings. Your job is going to be to sort them out correctly. I will show you my turn first, then it will be your turn. Remember, this is just a check from last week's learning. To help me, I have drawn a table so I can sort the words into the correct suffix column. You might want to pause the video now and draw up your own table in your home learning books. Okay, great job. Now I'm going to choose a word from the list and work out what the suffix is. I'm going to start with expression. E-X-P-R-E-S-S-I-O-N. I can see that this has the suffix S-S-I-O-N, so I'm going to write it in this column here, thinking carefully about the spelling as I do so. E-X-P-R-E-S-S-I-O-N. Expression. Okay, now it's your turn. Can you sort the words correctly, thinking about what suffix ending they have? Think carefully about the spelling rule that Miss Bridgewater has taught you as you do so. Pause the video now to have a go. Okay, a great job Year 4. I think that lots of you remembered your learning with Miss Bridgewater from last week. Have a quick check of your table against mine here. This was just a quick activity to help us recap on our previous learning. Now it's time for our new spelling rule for this week. This week we are going to be learning how to apply another suffix that sounds like shun. We are going to be looking at the suffix C-I-A-N. Just here. This is applied when the root word ends in a C or a CS. For example, music, which ends in a C, becomes musician, C-I-A-N. Can you think of any other words that you may have seen before or heard before that end with this suffix? You might notice something about all of these words. You may have thought of magician, an electrician, a politician, a mathematician, an optician, a beautician, a physician, a dietitian. What do all these words have in common? That's right, they're all jobs. There are a few nouns with C-I-A-N, shun endings, and they usually mean occupations or jobs. Let's take a look at our rule again. If the root word ends in a C, like music, you add IAN, so it has the shun suffix at the end to make it musician. If the root word ends in a CS, like politics, you need to drop the S and add IAN to make it politician. POLITIC. Don't put the S, but put IAN to have the shun ending, and it becomes politician. You might want to pause the video now to write down your spelling rule for this week in your book so you have it to refer to throughout the week. When you've done that, here are your spelling words for the week. You might also want to copy them down so you have them in front of you so you can practice your spellings today and for a little bit each day throughout the week. Your spellings for this week are musician, magician, electrician, politician, mathematician, optician, beautician, physician, and dietitian. Pause the video now to copy them down. Now it's time to practice our spellings. I'm going to give you lots of different activities that you can do today at home and over the week to practice your spellings. Lots of the activities are similar to the ones we do at school in our Spoodle books. You can do the activities on paper, in your yellow home learning book, outside in the garden, however you want to. Just make sure you keep practicing your spellings all week. To get you started, I'm going to give you a bit of a physical activity to get us warmed up. I know lots of you are doing Joe Wicks videos in the morning, so if you are, you can incorporate your spellings into that, or you could just have a few minute brain break throughout the day to practice your spellings and get active at the same time. I've written out my spelling words and chosen a physical activity for each spelling. I'm going to stick this on my wall, and whenever I'm feeling like my brain is about to pop with all the hard work I'm doing at home, I'm going to choose one of these and spell the word using the exercise. It will get you up, raring to carry on with your work again. You can use my exercises or make up your own. I think I'm going to have a go at electrician now. I'm feeling like doing some star jumps. Are you ready? E-L-E-C-T-R-I-C-I-A-N. Electrician! Yay! Whew, I'm a bit sweaty now, but it was a great brain break and I was practicing my spellings at the same time too. Don't worry if this activity is not for you though. There are plenty of others to keep you busy all week that I'm going to tell you all about now. Keep watching. If your adult allows you, you might want to practice your spellings in a bit of a different way this week. You could get some salt or even some sand or glitter if you have any at home. Sprinkle a tiny little layer on a plate or in a baking tray and practice writing your spellings this way. M-A-G-I-C-I-A-N. Magician. You could even do this outside in the mud in your garden, but remember to wash your hands carefully and not make any mess inside your house with this one. You might want to have a little go at this crack the code game. You've got to use the secret code to work out which of your spelling words are which. So, if I do the first one as a my turn, you can have a go at the other ones. This word starts with 11, so we've got to look at the code and see that 11 starts with an M. 22 is an A, so we know that the second letter starts with an A. 13 is a G, so we know that the third letter is a G, and so on. See if you can work out what each of the words are. Have a go at writing them down in your yellow home learning book or on your pieces of paper. Let's have a look at our check for our crack the code activity. I'm going to show you the answers now, so make sure you pause the video now if you haven't quite finished cracking the code yet. Here they are. Our first crack the code was magician. Our second spelling word was politician. The third one was electrician. The fourth one was beautician. And the fifth word was mathematician. How did you all do? Give yourself a big smiley face if you managed to crack the code. Good job, Year 4. You may want to have a go at practicing your spellings using rainbow writing. For the first word, I'm going to use one colour for the root word and one colour for the suffix. I'm going to practice spelling optician. P T I C I A N. I need to remember to go back and dot my I's. Optician. Or you might want to write each letter in a different colour. I'm going to practice dietitian. D I E T I C I A N. And remember to go back and dot the I's. Dietitian, optician. How will you practice your spellings using different coloured pens and pencils and rainbow writing this week? For this activity, you will need your list of spellings and a piece of paper and some pens or pencils. I would like you to have a go at drawing a picture to help you remember each spelling and labelling it with the spelling word. Here, I have had a go at musician. I have drawn a picture and written the word around it, just like this. I've actually written the word a couple of times to help it stick in my head. And here, I've had a go at writing the word in a shape linked to the word musician itself. I've tried to make a little musical note. Or you could find a family member and turn it into a bit of a game. One of you could draw a picture and the other one has to write down which spelling word it is showing. Let's have a go together now. Remember, if you are in 4M, you will know Miss Murphy finds drawing very tricky. But even at home, I have my growth mindset head on and I'm going to give it my best shot. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect, it's just a game. And the most important bit is to focus on the spelling. Okay, here goes. What spelling word do you think I'm drawing? Okay, year 4, there's my picture. What word do you think I've drawn? Yeah, well done, good job. I've drawn an optician who helps to look at people's eyes and give them glasses if they need it. Okay, why don't you have a go at drawing some pictures linked to the spelling words or having a little game with your family. But remember to write the spelling words out as many times as you can to help them stick in your head. This activity is called scrambled spellings and you will need a pen and a piece of paper. What I want you to do with your piece of paper is fold it into 3 sections, just like this. Fold one bit over and fold the other bit over. So your paper is split into 3 bits. It doesn't matter if they're not perfect size, you just need 3 bits. In one side of the paper, I want you to write down your spelling words, just in a big long list, a little bit like this. Here we go. Here's my list of spellings. Now, in the middle column, I'm going to scramble up the spellings so the words are in a different order, just like this. So, for musician, I've scrambled up the letters so they're in a different order. For magician, I've also scrambled up the letters so they are in a different order. You can do that for all of your spellings. Then, I want you to go away and do something completely different for 10 minutes, half an hour, the whole day, whatever you want. But take your mind off the spellings and do something else. Okay, I'm back again. I've cooked my dinner, tidied up my kitchen, and I'm ready to look at my spellings again. Now, for the last bit of the activity, I only want you to be able to see the scrambled up spellings. Make sure you fold the spelling list over so you can't see it. Now it's your job to try and work out what each of the spellings are and write them in the final column. Musician and magician. I did it. Have a go and let us know how you get on. For your last activity today, I want you to have a go at filling in the gaps in these sentences. I've written 4 sentences to go with 4 of your spelling words. I want you to copy the sentences into your books or onto your paper and choose the correct spelling to fill in the gaps. When you have done that, you could have a go at writing your own sentences for each of your spelling words. Pause the video now to copy down these sentences and then you can fill in the gaps and have a go at writing your own ones. Let's do a quick check of those sentences to see what words were needed to fill the gaps. For the first sentence, the word was dietitian. The dietitian helped Miss Murphy to choose healthier food to eat. The second sentence was beautician. On Saturday, Miss Bridgewater visited the beautician to get her nails painted. The next sentence was magician. The famous skilled magician made the necklace disappear. And for the last sentence, it was physician. You should ask a physician for advice before taking this medicine. I wonder what sentences you wrote down for each of our spelling words. Wow, what a busy day practicing my spellings. I certainly feel like I've had a good go. There were so many activities for you there. Please don't feel like you have to do them all in one day. You could pick one to do a day, you could pick a couple a day, you could just choose your favourite one and do that to practice your spellings. It's up to you. Now, time to have a look at Spelling Shed to see who our champions were this week. Okay, here are our weekly Spelling Shed champions for Year 4. 4B have overtaken 4EP again to become the top Year 4 class, closely followed by 4EP, 4S and then 4M. In 4B, the top speller was Louis C. In 4S, it was Caden P. In 4EP, it was Ethan D. And in 4M, it was Esther M. Well done, everybody. Keep going. I can't wait to find out who will be the top Spelling Shed champion next week. I hope you've all enjoyed today's spelling video, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.